My name is Andy Decou. I'm with Schnucks Market, and I just want to welcome everybody to my home and to say Happy National Grilling Day. You got people drop by, everybody's in the pool swimming. Before you know it, people are hungry. You don't want to make a big meal. You just want to do something small so everybody can have something to eat and fill their bellies. Today, what we're going to show you are 3 really quick, easy appetizers that you can get down and feed those guests down at the pool. So I want to show you what we're going to be working on today. We're going to start with a prosciutto-wrapped cantaloupe, and we're going to finish it off with a little balsamic glaze. We've got prosciutto-wrapped asparagus. And the third one I'm really excited to tell you guys about. Today we're gonna have grilled cheese, and this isn't your normal grilled cheese. There's not gonna be bread on this. This grilled cheese you're actually gonna put on the grill. What I've got to show you today is called juusto. Originally it was made in Finland out of reindeer milk, but the product that we've got today comes straight out of Wisconsin. So it's a great little appetizer. We're gonna put all 3 of these on the grill at the same time. They cook about the same temperature and the same time, so they all should come off at once, and we'll have a nice full plate of appetizers for your guests. So let me take a minute and show you guys how to get these things ready for the grill. The cool thing about these appetizers is we're really only using about 4 ingredients for all 3 appetizers. So we'll have cantaloupe, we're gonna have asparagus, the cheese by itself, there's nothing else we need to add to that, and then the prosciutto. And we're gonna talk more today about some cheeses that are American artisan. We've tried to keep that same theme with the prosciutto as well. We're using Volpe from here in St. Louis, and we're also using the Quercia out of Iowa. So we're trying to keep American artisan cheeses and American artisan meat producers in what we're gonna be cooking with today. So we're going to start with the prosciutto and the cantaloupe. Very, very simple. What you need to do is cut your cantaloupe in about 1-inch slices. The reason we're doing this, if you cut it too thick, it's not going to grill properly on the grill. It's still going to be cold. As the prosciutto cooks, it won't cook evenly with the cantaloupe. So about 1-inch slices like this, and then very simply just kind of lay that on a piece of prosciutto, and then just roll it up. And that prosciutto will grab onto it, and we're ready to go on the grill. The next one, again, these are very simple to do, is our asparagus. I like to do between 3 and 4 stalks depending on the size of the asparagus. So we'll probably do 4 here. What you want to do with this is not leave it long. The more narrow the pieces, the more even the cook that you'll have. So what I like to do is cut them about 1/4 of the way down, so they're even. And again, all about the same thickness. And then what you do here, just like we did with the cantaloupe, we'll take a piece of prosciutto, lay it down there, lay them together, and give it a good roll. It'll tighten right up. Now for the asparagus, what you want to do is to help it cook, I take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and a brush, and brush it on there real good. Roll it over. Brush some more on there. And then what we'll do with the whole grouping here is we'll put some pepper on it to taste, which I like a lot of pepper on mine. And if you want, you can do it on the cantaloupe as well, but we're gonna finish it with a balsamic glaze on this one, so I'm not gonna put pepper on it. It's important to realize that the prosciutto is salty, so I wouldn't add any salt to this. Let your guests do that, because it could be too salty if you add salt to the appetizers with the prosciutto on there. So I think we're ready to put these on the grill now. The good thing about these appetizers is they can all cook on the grill at the same time, just about the same temperature. Next we'll put on the cantaloupe. I like to keep the heat at medium high. It gets a nice good crisp on the prosciutto. And again, it cooks it kind of fast, but that's That's the reason why we cut the asparagus down, and that's why we get small pieces small cuts on the cantaloupe as well. And we're saving a little spot right here. That's a perfect spot right there for our cheese to go into. And the last ingredient, our cheese. And just simply, guys, just set it on the grill. Scoot this guy over a little bit. And we're good to go. About every 2 to 3 minutes, we'll flip the cantaloupe and we'll flip the asparagus. And about 4 or 5 minutes into the cook, we'll flip over the cheese. And just one flip for the cheese will be good enough. So about 10 minutes, and this whole bunch of appetizers will be ready to go for our guests. So what we'll do is we're gonna, while these are cooking, I'm gonna go inside and I'm gonna show you a really fast cheese appetizer that you can make, that you'll have that done by the time all these are done. So you're gonna have quite an offering for everybody here in a second. Man, is it hot out there. I'm glad to be back inside in the air conditioning for a little bit. Since we've got everything out on the grill, we've got about 5 minutes before we have to be out there to flip it. Wanted to show you guys a real quick and easy cheese board that you guys can do that'll be ready and we'll have that to go out to our guests the same time as all the appetizers come off the grill. So really simple ingredients, stuff that you can get at any cheese shop. If you just go ask the cheesemongers there where these items are, they can show you, and obviously this stuff is online too, so you can get it. So real simple. We're going to start with a brie. This is an 8-ounce brie. You can do larger sizes if you have a larger group. So basically all you do, open it out of the container, take it out, put it on your cheese board, and we're halfway there. Next step, take your fig spread, really sweet. If you guys like fig Newtons, it's kind of the same thing, except less bread, more butter here with what we're going to do with the cheese. And I got a little spoon here, kind of spin it, stir it around. And you don't want to put too much on, because what it'll do is it will start to run and you'll have a mess. It'll go off the board. But just a good couple dollops like this on top of it, just to cover it. And like I said, as it gets a little bit warmer, it will start to run down the side. And people can always put more on if they like. Put that away, and then what we're going to do is take Marcona almonds. And so these are Spanish almonds. If you look at them, they're really fatty and have a great crunch and a great complement to what we're going to do here. So you've got the sweet, you got the savory to go together. What I like to do with these is take a handful of them, put them in a plastic bag. Try to be careful not to make a huge mess here. Get your old trusty rolling pin out. Slide this away, and then just crush them down really good. You don't have to break them all, because these are great to just kind of snack on as well. But that's about right. That's about all you need. And then, oops, making a mess here. Just grab a handful of those and just sprinkle them on top. Let a little bit go around the side. And I'll take some of the whole Marconas and just kind of sprinkle them around too, so people can pick at those as well. So just 4 simple ingredients, and you're going to have a fantastic, amazing cheese board that you're going to be able to wow your guests with. The ingredients and the recipe are below, so see the link. And I'm going to take a piece right here, and I'm going to head out and get the rest of our appetizers off the grill. See you guys in a minute. Okay, we just finished that cheese board up. Now it's time to flip everything. So this is what I want you guys to see, how cool this is. The cheese, it's been out here for 5 minutes or so, hasn't melted. It's held its shape pretty well. I think we kept it a little long, so it's, oh no, it's nice and brown. That's actually pretty nice. That gives it a good crispy crunch when you bite into it, similar to you would have with a cheese stick. So this is just amazing, guys. What you'll do with this when we're done with it, we're gonna slice it into strips. We've got some marinara sauce over there. It is the perfect appetizer. So let's get everything else flipped over. I think it works a little easier with the tongs and the spatula here, just to help it out. And you can see how the cantaloupe got that nice char on it too, so that's working really well. Don't worry if they fall apart. They don't have to be beautiful, because they're going to taste so good, nobody's going to care how they look. I'll turn these asparagus over. What you want to look for in the asparagus, obviously the prosciutto is going to be nice and crispy, but you want to start looking at the tips of the asparagus as they start to turn black. This one's just about ready, so we're just a couple minutes away from getting all this off the grill here. Let's get that one last turn. All sides of these are nice and crispy. There you go. Just about ready to go. Let's check the bottom side of the justo. That's looking good. I think we're ready to take these off, guys. So what we'll do, like I said, we'll plate them all, and we'll do them all on the same plate. So there's a nice offering for our guests. Man, that looks good. It smells so good too. I wish you guys were here to hear the sizzle. I guess you might be able to hear it as I get close, but hear the sizzle of the prosciutto and the vegetables on here. It smells so good. But look at that. How beautiful is that cheese? All ooey gooey, hot, ready to go in some marinara. So we're gonna take this inside, and I'm gonna show you one more cheese board, and then we're gonna be ready to take this down to everybody at the pool. Oh man, guys, I tell you what, these things smell amazing. So we've got our balsamic vinegar. Our balsamic glaze. We're gonna sprinkle this on the cantaloupe. Nice and liberally. I love this stuff, so put a little bit on there. That's going to give you, with that sweet and savory, and then putting that balsamic on there, it's going to be a nice combination. And then we've already put the marinara in here, so it's ready to go with the cheese sticks. So this is ready to go outside for our guests at the pool. So now we've got the brie board. We've got the appetizer board, and there's one more thing I want to show you that I did before I went out to the grill today, and something I'm pretty excited to show you. I told you before, I'm a cheese guy, and I always like to have, when I have a group of people over, I like to have a cheese board for everybody to try. What's exciting for me is getting people to try different cheeses, and so I always get asked, how do you do this? They look so amazing, and I smile and don't let on how easy this is to make a cheese board. So today what I want to do is show you how easy it is to make a cheese board and make this the centerpiece of what you're doing for your guests. So some simple things to remember when you're working with cheese. Number one, cheese is best served at room temperature. So everything on here has been out for just about an hour. So it's gotten up to room temperature. That's when you get the most flavor from your cheese. It's the best time to eat cheese. The other thing that we've got here is know how many people that you've got for your party. Typically, if there's not going to be any other food, and you guys can see that we've got a lot of food that we're serving for everybody, about 1 to 2 ounces of cheese per person is a good rule of thumb. I like to slice my cheeses up, but today what I did is I wanted to show you how beautiful some of these cheeses are, talk to you about some of them, and then let you see how to arrange them in here. So the other thing about a cheese board that you really have to understand is there is no wrong way to make a cheese board. You can put, you know, all sweet things, all savory things. You can, if you don't like blue cheese, don't put it on there. It's all about, you know, making it the way that you like it with the cheeses that you like. So today, that's what I did. I made some cheeses, put some cheeses on here that I like, and I want to take you through them a little bit and show you some cool cheeses that are available for you from at your grocery store. I know we carry all of these at Schnucks, or from your, you can get these online, or, you know, a wine and cheese store that's in your neighborhood. So like I told you outside earlier, with the meats, they were all American artisan meats. These are all American artisan cheeses. We're going to start up here in this corner with this cheese. This looks to like a brie, and a lot of people would say this is, and it is a soft ripened cheese, but this has got a very, very nice secret to it. If you look around the side here, it's wrapped in spruce. And see, the spruce with this soft ripened cheese gives it a little bit more of an earthy, kind of a piney flavor, but it makes it pretty difficult to cut too. So if you try to slice it like we did with the cheese over there, you're not going to be able to cut through it. So what we like to do with this cheese is kind of cut it. I like to cut it just in half, and then take the top off it just above the spruce here, and then peel that off. And again, this is Harbison. This is from Jasper Hills Creamery out of Greensboro, Vermont. They make some of the most amazing cheeses in the country. This cheese actually won the ACS Best in Show twice. It's only the second cheese ever to do that. And then for me, and this is how they recommend to serve this, you don't serve it with a knife. You actually dip into it with a spoon. Look at that. Just smear that on a cracker. Just absolutely fantastic cheese. The next one over here, this is a blue cheese, and blue can be very polarizing. People are, when they think about blue cheese, they think about those really sharp crumbles that you get in salads and at restaurants and stuff. But this is Bay Blue. This cheese is made in San Francisco by a company called Point Reyes, and this is one of probably is my favorite blue cheese. It's really, you know, it doesn't have that sharp flavor with blue. It's really creamy. It's actually sort of sweet. And really works well with a lot of the accompaniments that we have here. And so, and I'm going to talk you through the things that we've got to accompany with these cheeses as well. For something a little bit more sharp and a little bit more, you know, a little bit more palatable for everybody, this is a cheddar cheese. But again, on my cheese boards, I don't like to have just kind of really basic things. This is an 11-year-old cheddar. So this cheddar's going into 6th grade this year. As cheddar gets older, it gets much more sharp and tangy, and so if you get a young cheddar, you know, that's just a couple months old, it's going to be real creamy, and there's not going to be a whole lot of flavor. This thing, when you eat this piece of cheese, you're going to tell there's something different. And if you look at the board, this cheese looks different than all the other cheeses too, right? This is the only one that's really got that yellow orangish color. There's no milk that is this color. So when you see cheddar cheese or any cheeses like this that are this color, it's been colored by what they call annatto. So they put like this seed called this annatto seed in there that gives it the orange color. But remember that true cheddars are all white, and just like the rest of the cheeses in here, you're going to see more of a white colored cheese than an orange color. What you will see though too is, and some of these cheeses are made from different milks, that you'll see different colors in the cheese based on the milk. So goat cheese is going to be more white, sheep's cheese is going to be more white, and then cow's milk cheese is going to be more of a orangish color, and that's due to the beta carotene amounts that are in the cow's milk cheeses. So we'll keep moving along here. This next one is called Kupole. So Kupole is a French word that means dome. This is a cow and goat's milk cheese. This is a cheese from Vermont that if you cut this guy open, the paste, which is the inside of the cheese, is very chalky. And this cheese will actually age from the outside in, so you can see how it's very, very dry and dense. This actually goes really well with fruit and honey sprinkled on it. And actually, this cheese, if you cut it into wedges like this and wrap it in prosciutto and broil it, will melt and be an amazing, amazing little appetizer that you can make in your oven. And moving to the front of the board here, this great cheese is called Pleasant Ridge Reserve. This is out of Wisconsin. This is an Alpine style cheese. So basically what they do in Wisconsin with this cheese is they only use milk that they get in the summer months. So as the cows are out in the field, as they're grazing, they're eating the spring and summer flowers and grasses, that milk goes on to make this cheese. And what's cool about this cheese is as the flora changes in the fields, every year these cheeses could taste a little different. So if there's a different kind of flower or grass that's growing or in abundance, you can get a slightly different flavor on this cheese. It's aged for 2 years. This one we talked about the harvest and winning twice for American Cheese Society Best in Show. This is the only one that's ever won it 3 times. So we have 2 cheeses here these are the only 2 cheeses that have ever won multiple times for the ACS. This guy here, it's kind of oozy, gooey goodness. This is Bloomsdale from Beijing, and this is a Valencia cheese. So it's goat cheese in the shape of a triangle. The reason it's missing the top of it is, rumor has it that when they created this cheese originally, it was to celebrate Napoleon as he was invading Egypt, and that didn't go so well for him. So when he came back and he was angry, took his sword out and cut the top off of the cheese, and so now all Valencia cheeses they look like a pyramid but without the point on it. And lastly, this is, of all of these, and I hope I don't offend any of the great cheesemakers here, but this is my favorite cheese in the whole wide world. This is Marika Golden Gouda. It's aged 6 to 9 months. It's produced up in Thorpe, Wisconsin. It is the most versatile cheese. If you've got somebody that's just starting out trying cheese, wanting to try something new, this is the cheese for them. It's a little bit sweet. It's almost like a cheddar-ish flavor. So it's not. There's nothing that's really going to be like really wow somebody on as far as it's going to be too gross or too polarizing for them. It's just an amazing cheese that goes well with anything, and I always have this one on my cheese board. So it's just fantastic. And then kind of the cheese is great, but the accompaniments are really what makes everything kind of come together here. If you look, there's a lot of sweet, there's a lot of savory, there's some salty in here, and everything really goes well with everything. These raspberries go well with the bay blue. A little honey on top the Kupole is great, but then you can also have it with some roasted tomatoes and stuff. And then, always tying in, I always like to tie in some kind of charcuterie with my cheese board. So again, keeping local, keeping with that theme that I've been doing, either local or American artisan. What I did today was I brought in some salamis from Salami Badoo here in St. Louis, which I've only been in St. Louis for a couple years and didn't know them before, but this is probably one of the best salamis that I have ever had, and they're just fantastic. What's really cool about salami and being a cheese guy is they're almost the same thing. You start with a pig, you start with pork, you start with milk for cheese, and then you just very simple ingredients. For cheese, it's milk, it's salt, it's rennet, it's starter culture. It's basically the same things for the salamis, and you just give it a little time, a little salt, and you let it age, and you get just some fantastic products that really have stood the test of time. These are the cheese and sausage and beer and wine. These fermented foods have really been responsible or been around, since the dawn of civilized man, and we've used these things to conquer the world. You look at the Romans and how Parmesan Reggiano and some of the dried sausages and stuff allowed them to conquer the world. And so there's so much history to what we do, and there's so much just amazing stories behind all of the products on this plate that it's so much fun for me to take this out and share it with my guests, and kind of get them excited about the things that get me excited about too. So my advice to everyone here is you can really make entertaining simple. As we showed you with the brie and the fig spread, the easiest thing to make, you guys saw that. The stuff we put on the grill, a couple ingredients, very simple. Even something that looks as big and as daunting as this is very easy to execute, to put together. And remember, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be what you like. And then just try stuff. Just get, if maybe 1 or 2 pieces of cheese, but have something sweet, something salty, something sour, and try different things you like. And I'm telling you, you're gonna have an amazing party for not a lot of effort. So I can hear everybody coming in right now, and we're done here. So I'm gonna take this down and make sure everybody's got some of this great food before things start getting cold. I wanna thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this. Happy National Grilling Day. Thanks, everybody.